Welcome to Softech Coding. This is the 20th episode of our Coding with Scratch series. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'm continuously going to make videos. Welcome back to those who have already watched past episodes, but if you're just beginning to code or you haven't watched the previous episodes, I would highly recommend starting from episode 1. If you could please also share this video with your friends and family, that would be great. Alright, let's get started. So, today we're going to be making a catch game. Now, the way a catch game works is that there's going to be some, let's say there's going to be, some food or like an apple, for example, spawning here, and they're going to be dropping. And let's say there's a bowl here, and you, as the player, are going to get to move the bowl back and forth to try to catch all the apples, or whatever we decide, falling from the sky. So the first thing we're going to code in this game is the character that's going to be moving around in the bottom. Now we're going to be using variables to actually make it increase speed the longer that it's been moving, so it accelerates. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to be doing that today. So we're just going to choose a sprite, and we have to choose something to catch all of the food. So let me see. What can we choose? So for example, you could choose this bowl, you could choose the gift. You don't have to choose what I choose. You can make the hat upside down. You can just catch stuff in the hat. You guys can do whatever you like. Let me see. Which one do I want to choose? See, this hat can even be used. You can even use a trumpet. I think that would actually be pretty fun. So what if we actually try the trumpet? I think that's a pretty cool idea. So we have our trumpet here, and our trumpet's going to be what's going to catch it. So the first thing I want to do is click on the scratch cat and delete it because we don't need it. And then I'm going to make this trumpet a little bit bigger, maybe size 125. And we're going to click on direction here. I want it to face upwards. So I'm going to make it 0. Or you can just type the number 0. And we want it to be like this. So now I just want my trumpet to be here. So now we're going to use our trumpet to catch stuff, and it's going to go back and forth. So we can like catch musical notes or something, I don't know. So now what we're going to do is we need to start the code for the trumpet, and as we all know, code always starts with the one green flag clicked block, so we're just going to pull that out. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to use the block that we always use, the if block and the sensing key space press block, just to do the arrow keys for moving back and forth, because remember, we want to move horizontally to be able to catch any of these falling music notes or whatever we decide to make. So I'm going to do a left arrow and click on it and Control C or Command C, and then Command V or Control V. And we're going to do left arrow and right arrow. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do one other one, and let me just pull this out. But I'll talk about what we're going to do with this last one later. So we have the left arrow and the right arrow one. So now what we have to do is go to Motion and pull out our Change X by. And remember, X is the horizontal one because, as you remember here, if you ever forget, you can see the little arrows here beside the X, and the vertical arrows here beside the Y. So you can remember which way it is. And to go left, we need to go negative, so -5 maybe. And to go right, we need to go positive, so +5. And we're going to go to Control and pull out our forever block and just circle it. And we're going to test our code and see how it works. So it does work nicely, but if you're trying to speed up and catch something quickly, like let's say, oh no, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling, and I'm not going to make it because it's so slow, right? So if we want to make it more exciting and the game fun to play and not annoying because it's moving so slow, we're going to have to add an accelerating factor. And to do that, we're going to go into variables and add a speed variable. And this is a bit more advanced coding, but I think you guys are ready for it. So we're going to click on Make a Variable, and the variable we are going to be using is, we're going to call it speed. So, and then I got speed up here. So when we start, we want to set our speed to maybe 5. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to change our X by speed. So we're going to move by the speed. Now here, we need a negative number for our speed. Now, negative numbers are just 0 minus the number. So as long as we put this here and we put the number 0 here, and we go back to variables, and we pull out speed. So let's say our speed is 5, okay? when the left arrow is clicked, we're going to change our x by 0 minus speed. Now, 0 minus 5, if we think of it as a number line, well, that would make negative 5 because we go backwards 5 spots. Or if we think about it as underwater, let's say, for example, this is here, beneath this point is underwater, we can say, okay, this is 0. 0 is the point where it's water, and also like the middle point between the sky and the water, which is down here. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0 minus 5 is negative 5, all right? So that's how you can make it a negative number, and if you remember, negatives go backwards, left, and positives go right. So now, if it's positive, this is just a positive number, it's just going to change it by 5. So now, it's going to be the exact same, because the speed is 5. So it's just going to be the exact same as our code was before, change x by negative 5, and change x by 5, because we didn't change anything. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually change our variables. So, what this does is if you're holding the left arrow, every time it moves, it goes faster. So you can change this to change how much it goes faster. So if we keep your eye on this variable as we go on. So we're going to press go. So as you can see, it's the wrong variable. So we need to make sure our variable is speed so that it increases the speed variable because that's the important one. So if you look up here, as you can see, it just keeps on increasing and increasing and increasing and increasing, and it goes very, 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 very fast at the end. If we press go, it resets and it starts to move normally. But as you can see, it just doesn't stop increasing. So we need a factor to be able to reset our speed variable once you let go of the left arrow and the right arrow. So if you're not pressing any keys, we need to be able to reset the speed to 5. And if we just put it here, what would happen is it would never change speed. It would stay at 5 because no matter what happens here, it's always forever going to be reset to 5 anyway. So it doesn't matter. All of this code here is not matters at all. So that's why we need to make sure we have our if block. So if it's let go, then we only change it. Otherwise, it's going to just make it 5 all the time. So we put this in here, set speed to 5. And we need to go to our sensing and pull out our key pressed block and operators and pull out the not block. Oh, that went to the wrong spot. So if not, so here we have a function which is called any. So if any key is pressed, all right? Now if not any key is pressed means if no keys are pressed. So it's the opposite of any key pressed. So if no keys are being pressed, that's how we can translate this. So not any keys pressed. Then we set the speed to 5. Let's see how this works. If you hold it, it changes the speed increases, so it's not very slow as it was before. It goes much faster and it catches up with where you want it to go. But right after, it goes back to 5 once you let go of the arrow keys. And this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. This is exactly what we wanted it to do, because what it's doing right now is when you're holding the keys, it's increasing the speed. So it's like when you're pressing the gas of the car, as you keep on pressing, it keeps on going faster and faster and faster. It's like the speedometer of a car, right? But once you let go, this immediately stops and resets back to the original. Now here, if you want it to increase faster, let's say you want to make it like 6, then what happens is it goes faster. It increases speed more quickly. It's more responsive. And here you can also change the base, like for example, 8. So now it's 8. So it's already at a pretty fast speed in the beginning. But if you want to make it start at a lower speed, like 3, and increase by a less number, like 1, because remember, these are change blocks. They increase the speed, right? And this is a set block, which sets the speed to a specific number. So now it increases very slowly because you reduced all the numbers. And if you look here, almost like the maximum it gets to is like the 20s. That's about the max it gets to. But if we reset it to 5, change speed by 2, change speed by 2, and set speed to 5, then the max speed it gets to, it does get into the 30s. So you guys can tinker with it, figure out which speeds you like, and we're actually gonna go in the next video, we're gonna be coding the rest of it, including the music notes that we are gonna be catching. We're gonna actually be drawing our own music notes, and the backdrop, and the code for the points, for how we're gonna do, how we're gonna get points from if the music notes are touching our trumpet. So that's gonna be really exciting. So thanks for watching. We have lots of other videos and many more are coming. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and please give us a like if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next part.